Apparently, the one I was dressing up
Happy.
as. Oh.
Hello.
Whenever I get angry, I chew on this photo of Louis Tomlinson.
Oh.
He's from One Direction. Well, they used to be until they broke up.
I guess they're in several directions now.
That's so cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Why is that a thing? You know what, Spud? You know what I'm gonna set you up with in your dirt hole?
Don't say it like that.
I'm gonna set you up with an NES with Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
There's not room for any of that. It's just I would have just like bury myself halfway.
Then I'll put it outside the
It's
hole.
not like a. It's not
I'll
like
just,
a
I'll just
big
put it
hole.
in. I'll just put it in Mom's house, and you'll just go in there when you want to play it. It's a boxing game. It's where you can practice boxing.
Okay. I mean, I played Mike Tyson's Punch Out. It's good. It's really good.
It is good. I got stuck.
I played it on your ship.
You did?
I did.
It's a good thing all of the sapling sprites are whitelisted upon our ship.
Of course they are.
What the fuck was... Hold on. I need to think really hard about where I got stuck, because I don't remember the character's name. But I remember he made me angry. Bald Bull.
That's rude.
That's who I get stuck.
You look like a very
You're my
magical
favorite
being.
Spuddy. I'm a very magical being.
Thank you.
Dear Lord, please give me the cheat codes for Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I've been stuck on Bald Bull for 4 years.
Dear Lord, please give me crypto.
Did you explain NFTs to Fable yet? Is he here?
No, he hasn't put his contacts in yet.
What's an NFT?
So a very dangerous... A dangerous weapon used to bleed the wallets.
It's a weapon of mass destruction.
What's got funny monkeys? It's weird. It's worthless and worth a lot.
I don't know about that one.
I don't either. Just people are stupid.
In 24 hours, your hands will fall off
You know
now
what?
because you touched
Do
my
me
hat.
a favor. Use those funky eyes.
I'm
No,
just
wait, it's
kidding.
your sunglasses now, isn't it? Use those funky
Or
sunglasses
am I?
of yours and look up the what's the word?
What the fuck?
How much of NFTs?
Yeah, I'm aware. I've already informed most of all of you what happened.
Why
You
did a
went through
Praetorian
winter already?
almost fall on me?
Because they're funny and goofy
Don't
and
even
laugh
start.
and do
Don't
stupid
even
shit
start.
like me.
They're not supposed to.
Yes, I'm a real boy now.
It's
You're a
okay.
real
Now.
boy. You got no strings on you.
And potential brain injury if they didn't
Oh, that's
do
weird.
that.
I don't think it
I actually
is.
feel that
Oh.
kind of deal.
I just realized
very
logically
cool.
I could lift you now.
Oh, you put me down. Otherwise, I will punch you.
I think I'm really
How does that
I'm wearing shoes.
Oh my god!
Uncomfortable.
Hey,
I need to tell you something.
But it hurts otherwise. No.
Now no one will take pictures of your
something bad
feet.
about my sister?
Uh-oh.
Is he your sister?
No, do I get magic?
Oh my god, it's Sarah Jessica Parker.
This? Him?
What?
You said something bad about Flower
Sarah
and Dragon
Jessica
magic?
Parker. She's an actress.
What? I didn't say anything
When?
about them.
When?
What?
Testing.
Was
Spud, are you
eating?
having a schizo moment?
Testing.
Fable, there's something
Dragon
important I need to tell
fire,
you.
insulting dragon magic.
No, I'm
Fable.
using dragon magic. What?
Fable, I need to tell you something really important.
What?
That was not what was important, sorry. So there's this
What's
thing
Hey.
where if you pay for something, you get the receipt of artwork instead of the actual artwork itself. It's called an NFT.
How do you
It's
feel
a
now that
form
your
of
husband's a real
bitcoin.
boy?
No. Don't
It's
let
weird.
NFTs.
A good example of
Nah.
NFTs are the monkey ones that you see around, or the Pixel Bros. We're gonna make NFTs of mugshots of... Ew.
Of Donald Trump.
Sure, that.
Spud, you good?
I'm fine, yeah.
Hey,
You
so I wanna
didn't,
talk
wait, you
to
didn't do the
I
thing
think
when
it's
Your
your
the
husband's a
model.
real boy
Sunglasses
now.
here.
He's no longer wood.
They want help with
He
that.
hasn't.
Hi.
Uncle White.
Dinosaur.
What's wrong with the books?
What?
They magically come
You
back
didn't do-
here if
didn't
you
do the
lost
thing with
them.
your sunglasses.
How does it feel?
I
I'm
did
more
do
powerful
it.
than you now.
Where you put them out? Okay,
How does it feel that I
work?
can become more powerful?
Not a lot anymore.
It's a
Ah.
good question. Why don't you ask that guy?
Because I can just... No, step back.
Oh my god.
That's what you fucking get!
Tickles! I think that hurt more than our Joker! Good job!
Bitch. Spud, no. Bring Spud over
Uncle
here.
White, you're on fire.
Yes, of course.
Should I be concerned with who the hell that is?
is that?
That's the one that did the funny thing that made everyone into different things at the Halloween party.
See,
Oh,
Yeah, that's him.
And outside of it.
sock, you know?
Yes, apparently.
Oh, so that's the thing that June said. Great.
This is the guy that did it.
Yeah, boy.
Pumpkin.
I'm really thirsty for some Among Us water.
Looks kind of tacky.
I'm not gonna lie, he do look kind of cool.
Ah!
Yo, I'm glad we're in a place that doesn't have Halloween theme.
I was just going to comment on this place. It needs more jack-o'-lanterns. Maybe some candy corn. You know, spruce it up a bit.
You turned a bunch
We're
of
a magic
people into their
force.
costumes, but you can't summon a bunch of pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns?
Well, I've already gone
Did you
around
bite
and
this?
spammed the place with candy corn and jack-o'-lanterns. Oh, it's been
I'm sorry,
fantastic.
I bit it. I was
Especially
so
the people who turned into
You don't ever
skeletons.
feed
You
me
don't have a
enough, I'm so-
mouse.
Screams were
You don't have.
I
You
will
don't
say
have.
this, there was some
Prince,
perks to
did you-
this, but
did you
god
bite the
damn
book?
it if you made my life 100 times more difficult.
Prince,
Oh,
oh.
consider it the best of your will.
Kind of happy we didn't get
Sometimes when you're hungry, you're hungry.
See, this
Not that I
We
feel
would've
it would
not-
affect us.
is
I don't think it would, other than we just can't take off the
everybody will
costume.
Go back after everybody's learned their lesson not to, you know, Forget to invite
I did hear that sometimes to gain knowledge you can summon.
No, don't.
Then again, some people are slow.
God, please don't tell me it was done out of insecurity, please.
Don't eat the bugs.
There's a shindig going around and no one invited me. Of course I'm going to show up and punish my
If you would welcome us,
followers.
that's not a question.
I think he goes over a lot of those kinds of nullifications.
Ooh, a button was just pressed. Ooh, a button was just pressed. Ooh, a button was just
Hello.
It's like a telephone.
I saw you were looking at the weapons store.
AC's still in the library whenever they
I
need
like
you.
buttons.
Okay, I will go there in a
Are
second.
you interested in acquiring such a weapon?
I feel like that was more.
We have a couple of smiths around.
Eat the bugs. You're not supposed to. You're just supposed to look
I'm
at
someone
pictures.
who
Don't
works
eat the
more
bug.
in goldsmithing, jewelry, and adornments. However,
My bugs.
Among us.
you may ask other staff around for the smithies. I'm newly employed. I'm not familiar with them.
Why'd you try to eat it? It's a book. You read books. You don't eat them.
Well, I do have a question at least when it comes to this.
No.
You all going to celebrate Halloween though, right? Dress
Good
up.
luck.
That's Halloween.
Not really.
Not really.
I'm not real. I'm not really in the spirit. I will give children candy, and if the children decide to trick or treat, I will trick most of them.
Make sure you give them candy corn.
I'll give
Yeah,
them
eat
candy, but if anything
I'm
else,
now
just
right here.
let them be.
I'm now a devil.
This place needs to be more festive. That seems to be the common answer. And Halloween is the best time of the year. Tricks and treats and spooks and frights and chaos.
The whole trick or treat thing.
I think my sister would like that
I'm
last
not even
part.
start with that. That's gonna close the whole
Yeah, don't even
conversation.
start.
I'm gonna egg and TP the Wiccarium.
You want to get? Yeah, you want to get into the line and get punched by him? I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
if you really want to, I can give you some exploding pumpkin heads. Those are fun to eat. Pumpkin dust everywhere.
I'm gonna back up before some bullshit happens. You're giving me ideas.
Some shielding.
Ooh, those ones are good too. Mix them together and it becomes even worse.
Sorry.
We're going to Walmart after this.
Oh, this is so fun.
I think you would be mad if I TP'd the tree.
Huh?
If I took toilet paper and I put it around the tree house.
I don't see that going wrong at all.
They're recovering. I probably shouldn't. But I'll definitely do it here.
Where Nathan? I've got pictures now.
You have to.
What, here?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm security. It's a deterrent for hooligans to do it.
After all, this
I
isn't
think
the
I'm
scene
gonna
of
die.
madness. Say something for 5 minutes.
I don't deface many things. Ask Nat.
I'm not gonna question it.
That feels about right.
if something does seem alarming to you, you may approach me, and I'll drop a shield.
You two are probably pranking or facing together.
No, because if I get involved in it, then I also have to clean. If only he does it, then means only he has to clean.
I would like to ask a few questions about this place in particular, and
Okay, bye.
Yes,
him, maybe.
I know nothing about him.
Questions about me?
I'll ask you about later. Oh, for now, I want to ask about this place first.
No, of course.
So about this place, I have been doing a bit too much studying on Fey architects and places. Is this place designed after them?
I don't believe so. There's no major Fey connection, but I imagine we have Fey customers and stuff. This is the Wiccarium. We have multiple services and courier service, deliveries and such. There's also a large library that you can study at if you wish.
Yes.
Would they happen to know anything about more Fey knowledge that I may be missing?
I don't know if we can fill in the gaps, but the library is quite expansive. I can take you there if you would like to browse.
Browse wouldn't hurt.
If you do intend to order any books from there, I believe it's 50 credits per order, unless it's a particular volume. I think most books are 50 though. They are also all enchanted, so if you do lose them, or you are unable to bring it back, it will return on its own.
Okay. That's well, I wouldn't mind taking a browse at the library for a moment.
This layout is very large and might be confusing. Allow me to escort you to the library.
That would be highly appreciated. Thank you.
Oh. Do you just need to translate dinosaur?
Here, I can help you. I got you.
Good luck.
Rar, 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 rar. Helping?
Fable?
I think they understand what I'm saying.
Fable, look into the Alright.
It's a bit of a distance. If you do not wish to walk, I can offer myself as transport, though I do understand if it makes people uncomfortable.
Nah, that's fine. I've traveled long distances by foot. I think I can match a little footwork more.
Okay. It's a building around the corner here. Don't bother using the pathways. I kind of just cut corners. Pavement's nice though.
It is. This place is beautiful.
I do not know the entire story behind the purchasing from whoever is the landlord and such, but I believe this is a very generous amount of Skyland.
Well, if so, this place is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Likewise. Something I would expect to see in a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the sun again. I believe there's some kind of stage or fountain over that way. In the opposite direction is an arena. I've seen it used a couple of times. I'm going to try and stick to the walkway because I believe there's a bit of a cliff ledge or slope in that direction.
I see that.
This building is the library. All interiors have a... Apologies. Communications. Need to... block. Sorry, what was I saying?
Something about the library.
Oh yes, I believe most interiors or buildings of the Wiccarium here have protection barriers. While you're out here in the courtyards and the alleys, paths, you can use magic or abilities. However, the actual facilities are protected from such things. No scrying, no divination, use of abilities unless you are permitted. None of that. Let's see if this is a cliff ledge or I can actually walk down here. I have never bothered. I always slip on my way down and have to deal with falling. Oh, thank God. Also apologies. My name is Helmin. I am newly staffed here.
Oh,
What is yours?
name's Christoph.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Christoph. I hope you find what you're looking for. I do know myself personally. I have found things on my crafts that I do, and alchemy, transmutation, so on and so forth. Quite extensive reads. I can call on comms to ask about particular books if you like.
Oh yeah, of course.
In here. We have 3 floors. There are also TVs, lounging areas to read, an essential area for study.
Wow.
I'll simply show you how you can access the other floors. There's also a couple of people who apparently have had their life flipped upside down. For example, I sense there is a wizard of some sort or person that is newly a practitioner of magic studying here. I hope they find what they're after. These doors here on our visit side. Wait, is that door there? I'm dumb. I'm misremembering. You can access the other floors from here. Books will find their way back here eventually, as they are all enchanted. I do not know where you would actually register the book you've ordered out, since everything's been moved around. I might have to inquire about that over the communicator.
Alrighty. Well, I wouldn't mind waiting. But if you're busy, then I don't mind you heading out. I can walk around for myself. Although, if I were to ask, I know I asked about the Fae, but would there be anything that recalls towards, like, warlocks or anything of the sort?
Warlocks? Oh, as in, are there any books on it, or?
Yes, like, books that would be in similarities towards people that have made deals with higher up deities, like archfaes or fiends or whatnot.
I was about to say, it sounds potentially like you're speaking of Archfey patronage. There's most likely a book on that, but I can also double check on the comms. I will do that really quick. Feel free to browse at your own pace.
Of course.
I'll be on the first floor.
Alright.
Hello, this is Helmin. Can you hear me? I have a Christoph inquiring about Archfey Warlock books, or anything that has that content in the library. I'll inform Christoph of which floor to peruse, and I'll be over at the experiment. Thank you. Hello. I have the floor in which you may wish to look for this. We do have books on such. Floor 2.
Oh, okay.
You may find content regarding what you're wanting to research.
Alright.
Unfortunately, I have to head elsewhere. You may be able to find me at the arena.
Alright. I appreciate your time to help me find this knowledge. And with your help, I do hope you have a great day.
You too. If there's anything else you need, feel free to find me. Do not be a stranger.
Of course.
Quit your whining, bro.
Well, of course.
I don't want to touch my paws to the ground because that's where people walk and that's where dirt is. I know I self-clean, but it's not the same.
Fair.
Worm.
Just nicer to travel on the land.
Yeah.
Well, technically I like to travel through the land, but I'm not going to ruin the property.
Appreciated. The staff, thank you.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Have you been enjoying your week of skivitness so far?
Oh, it's been great. Only thing is going to the restroom has been an issue, but I found a way.
Oh, okay.
Toilets are
Use the
big!
toilet. So then just
I got
get
permission from
in there.
Murray
Dylan.
and I have our own secrets. Oh,
You got permission
say?
from Dylan to do what?
He just went, I got permission from Dylan. Oh my
guess he
god,
got
it's 'cause he's a
permission for
red common.
something.
He's gonna summon his common.
it's something to watch while we wait.
That's fair.
Oh,
You know, I am kind of curious. He's
Oh, where'd he go?
It's summoning. Hi, Flurry.
Oh,
What the fuck? Apparently
You
he
just can do that now?
detective got permission from Dylan.
Image.
Yeah, well, that checks out.
Something he can
Is
do.
there a Zaku in there?
My thoughts.
DT's in it.
Because he has one.
Something
Right, he's the
DT
red
control.
comets.
Hello, everyone. This is actually kind of cool.
The last time I was in front of a Zaku unit, it squished me between the pavement and an apartment complex.
Damn.
Everyone's so tiny.
He's big.
Yeah, that's not.
You know what? I'm gonna give it a try.
Wait,
Uh-huh.
what was that
Uh-huh, much?
face for?
Uh-huh.
Look at him.
Not so
He's just a dude. He's just a guy.
A very possessed guy. You keep powering that. That AoE's gonna start hitting Orlando.
Oh, I'm just gonna keep boosting like all day until someone hits me, and then let's restart again.
Isn't there a limit?
There is.
I
I think I gotta go up to like 10.
Hello. I guess we wait, I suppose, till things are freed up.
No, hold
It's
on.
true, there's
I
a
wanna
robot in
just
the way.
because I haven't done a dragon shot in a while.
And
I'm gonna do a shot.
spacious
Yeah.
You're having too much fun with that.
Boost, boost, boost.
Green apple.
I'm a fly now.
Looks like it tastes like.
Holy shit.
That was a decent
You're
explosion.
tiny now.
Shrunk. I was shrunk again.
Hey, you!
And then I was shrunk again.
Sure?
Alright. It's my peep action figure with articulating limbs.
I'm not sure if a Zaku can withstand. Yeah.
I'm still holding one of the universe's most deadly untapped weapons in my finger.
I'm so glad there's a dome over this.
So can the orange one, technically.
That thing shouldn't be able to move at that speed.
Hello, Twitter.
You're fine.
I mean, knowing the anime, that thing's designed to kill gods.
Get out of the way! We need to use the thing for the first stuff.
Jello.
Get
out of the way!
That.
I'm doing a science experiment.
Remember?
I heard Green
Okay.
I
I was
know
gonna try
that.
giving
You
you
know that, right?
a hug when I was
I
equal
didn't know
sized
that.
to you,
Okay,
and then
okay,
didn't
okay.
shrunk
I'm
me.
learning as
But
I'm
then they
going.
put you back to normal, but then they shrunk me again, so we've
Really
looped around.
Now we hug you.
Oh, I have a monster to kill a god. Got it. The one that's really shitty too.
What's a god to a non-believer?
Theoretically, that can go to, the absolute god.
Just a very powerful wizard.
So is anyone gonna tell him to get the fuck out of the way? Because I don't want to run down there because I'm gonna get stepped on and die.
Well, I mean,
I don't think I'd be able to kill.
unless you use the unleash form, but I don't think that'd be a good idea because it drives you insane.
That reminds me, I shall buy everyone a fly crystal.
Yo, Tony,
Hey!
we're a full-on dragon.
Get
but
out! We need to use the space!
You done in the max?
Let me just. One moment. You need me to return it?
Down.
I hear you from up here.
We need you to leave!
Oh!
I'll hack your Robart's account.
Hang on, I'll get it.
I did something.
That solves that problem.
This isn't part of the costume. They just shrunk me here.
Oh. Okay.
Gonna be safe.
It seems that's just
So-
a trope here. I'm not sure why.
Here.
I'd like to. Yeah.
Just gonna slap it to spell over her face.
It's okay if it kills me, it's not my problem anymore.
I guess so, yeah. That's...
There we go.
That was really fun.
It's sticky.
Hell yeah, last time I was in front of a Zaku unit, it squished me against a apartment complex wall. It almost killed me.
ID.
That thing's cool as shit, though.
Yeah. I mean, while I was literally being squished, I was like, damn, that's pretty fucking cool.
I almost forgot
I was like, damn, I'm in front of a
I don't want to
Zaku
squish
unit.
anybody with my Zaku.
You'll be fine.
To be a Green Lantern.
Oh, I should go down there.
I'm cursed to have one of the most powerful weapons in the universe.
healing, the want for change.
So, shoot, which one was it?
I thought this was gonna be.
I want to say Fet.
So I have this up there.
Is that the right one?
Tryst.
Tryst. The
Fet is
I'm
close,
better with
though.
I know the symbol.
Tryst is a longing, a wish for change.
Hi everyone.
Yes.
Fet is the part
Just
of us
so you
that
know,
walks in
this
dreams.
fight is sponsored by Gerber. If you're not a Gerber
We're not
baby,
fighting.
good luck.
We're not fighting, this is an experiment.
What? Why is he? Okay. He's just giant for a second.
Right.
Why do we have you?
Responsible if
Okay.
Gerber sues us. 'Cause I'm pretty.
I see.
Whatever you say, bud.
I go.
So, we have Dylan. Good. You need to
we
choose
have
somewhere,
something-
unfortunately.
Somewhere in what
That's
sense?
going
like,
to heal Marge.
besides the arena, or?
Sever
Oh, I was just.
No, get out.
a wound.
Get out.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry, my
Get
bad.
out. Do you
Somewhere
think I
to
should
sever
use
a wound.
It in my fancy hand, and then sever in the right arm, or use it in this hand and then sever on the funny arm?
Yeah.
Which do you think would be more effective?
I think
The blood's throughout the whole body.
if I were,
Kerix, why are you in here?
I don't really know. I guess that's part of the
Alright,
experiment, I
Kerix.
suppose.
The berries,
Why are you in here?
Because I'm sexy.
Indeed, it is.
And people said I could join.
Just be very careful.
Oh my god.
Whatever the wound will be, it'll be healed quickly. Wherever Fable went. Are any of you here capable of healing magic?
Hi.
Yes.
That's one of my medics. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but I do stitches and bandages. I'm not exactly
Okay,
magic.
Kerix, we're gonna at least need you to stand back.
Okay.
I think standing back would be wise.
Mine is not a holy type. Neutral flesh weaving. I hope that is alright.
As long as you're comfortable
I'm
with
gonna turn
that,
off the
Marge.
comms so I can focus on what I'm doing. So if anyone needs anything, they'll have to tell someone else over here.
Was Fable gonna join us? Or is he intentionally out there?
Well,
There, now
one
I
or the
can actually
other.
hear myself think.
Are you comfortable with flesh weaving? Was it?
What?
Well, we
That's the
need a
nature
way
of
to
my
heal you
healing.
and close the wound.
It doesn't matter if I'm comfortable. If I'm bleeding, stop the bleeding.
That's very easy.
Very well.
I'm more
then we'll
comfortable
go with
not
that.
bleeding than I am bleeding.
Either
Kerix can
one.
also heal.
Well, that's true. Well, no matter what, even when this is happening, the wound will need to be open for a little moment to encourage the creature to come out. I'll give Dylan a moment. Pandora, how are you with your drum? Are you feeling okay? Are you ready, do you think?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Very well. Are you nervous? I'm nervous.
No, I'm excited.
I'm glad you can be excited. Whatever happens, when the door opens, if the door opens, don't go in. Don't. It's a very bad idea. Trust me.
Yeah, well, you probably can't come back.
Well, what Harry says about it, Mr. Willem Harry's, if you go, you're stuck. There's no way to come back from a dream once you go through.
Noted.
I have theories
least-
against that, but I'm not going to test them today. Or anytime soon, ideally.
Well, at least as far as Harry's tells me. That said, he did die at a threshold. Anyway, do you have your candle, Dylan?
Yep. I got 3 of the candles you wanted. I also, just as like a precaution, I got 3 of those like joke candles that don't go out when you blow on them. Just in case.
Just in case. Well, yes, so long as they are lit and they can attract the creature just long enough to pull them out of the door itself, then
If
you should
goes
be
down,
fine.
Jane, I'll be behind you.
Dylan, if
I
you'd
mean,
like
that's
to
all
be
part of the
alongside
shield.
me for this.
Are you also a healer?
Once the door opens, we're going to
Was it
step
one of you?
forward, essentially, and try and pull it out.
Said that you
Not
heal?
literally pull it out,
She's
but
a more standard healer, not
I'm
magic.
totally holding candles.
Yeah,
Totally holding
I do
candles.
stitches and bandages and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nice and bright. Right. Okay. Whew. Ooh, what do you want the key phrase to be? What do you want me to tell you when to do it?
Like a safe word?
Just be straightforward. Just say, okay, do it.
Do it. Okay. When I say close it, heal her wound, alright?
Understood.
Probably should be up next for her then.
Right. Are we ready?
As we'll ever be, I guess.
I call upon the hour of moth, the moth in the wood, the moth that wears the skin of the wheel, the moth that flutters through the black wood at the foot of the mountain. If you can hear me, send us a child, one of your young, an imago born with beautiful wings. Do it.
On your left.
Hello.
Heal her,
Heal.
go.
Close it!
I'm closing it.
It's on the back of my arm.
Back of your arm, you'll feel it bubbling as your flesh bends to my will. Count to 10 with me.
Oh, that's bright.
It's sealed. Fully.
Hello.
Also, you'll note her blood is like all pink and sparkly.
Oh my. Hello.
Can I come look at it?
Yes, I think it's. Oh my. That. I think, yes, that's an imago.
Hello, little one. You are gorgeous.
Do
you want me to stop playing?
I believe I should be alright now. It seems quite drawn to the music for now.
You did it.
That's so cool.
I.
Hi.
Oh,
Oh, you good?
my head. the experience has really rattled me, as
It's
you
so
know.
cute. I expected like a big scary thing. This is really cool and just pretty.
Should I
I'm gonna let
playing, or are we
I'm gonna let
good?
Fable know it's okay.
I think you said you were good
You
to
can
stop playing.
play as long as you want to, honestly. It'll do what it will do.
Should we? So like, It's not like I don't want it to stay, but do we have to send it back, or what's gonna happen to it?
If Harry has anything to say on it, most creatures at some point will go back on their own, eventually.
Okay, that's good. Then I don't have to worry about like figuring that part out.
Let's see what I'll do with the music.
My.
If you are alright with things such as soothing auras and such, I can provide that to you. So you're comfortable on the ground.
That would be appreciated. Just to ease my nerves.
Is there
I'm
anything
filled
particular
with
you
mixtures
enjoy?
of.
That's so cool! We did it! We did it! We did it! We did it!
We did it. Did it.
We summoned a butterfly, but we did it.
Congratulations.
A dream butterfly. It seems. Yes, it seems to have settled with you, it seems, Pandora. Not too surprising given what its
Should
aspect
we show
is.
it to the audience? I don't think they can see it from over there. Does it get shy?
Sure.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe.
I really don't know. They are beings of chaos, generally speaking. So they quite probably like a show, if anything. Aspected with moth and that. Ugh. Oh. You know, I never thought I'd do this.
Congratulations.
I have a habit of doing things nobody thought possible.
What were you swinging that barrel, Marge?
Huh?
Oh. Almost hit me with a barrel.
There, your tail.
Huh? Oh, I'm not used to it. I'm not used to having a big
I
tail
know,
still. I knock
know,
things off
I know.
tables.
It's alright. It's
Oh,
alright.
it's going to the people.
We probably should mind it. Thank you.
And she's already almost at it, so,
Well, so long as we're keeping a mind on it, it should be fine. You fucking... Pardon me. You brilliant man.
So,
what is that?
Experiment successful.
It's called an imago.
Okay.
Kind of a creature born of a child of a godlike creature called the moth.
And it's from the dreams, pretty much.
So it's a direct link from the moth?
Childer, one of the childer. The moth has many childer, as insects often do. Many, many childer.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Alright.
That seems like a surprise calories they're gonna get.
Fox is killing me.
I was folding guns and pronouncing it. I had to freaking take 3 guns and put them together to make it fold.
Well, I was actually studying balloonomancy at the library.
Else I can open doors.
Hi, Fari.
Do you want the barrier to go down, or
Don't you push me. Don't you push me. Don't you
I
dare push
believe
me.
so. I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
No,
without this.
no.
Iron Man. Go ahead and put it down.
Hello.
Yeah, put it down. How's that? There we go.
Little guy follows you guys around.
Go on, Chaos.
My point
still
stands. No, he's pretty friendly.
That's how he used to
Probably
look.
like sit on you.
Oh,
I'm wearing my own
I'm gonna bump into you. I'm going to bump into you. I'm going to dodge. Dodge.
That's also fucked up.
One thing, they do eat skin. Dead skin, but skin.
Oh,
Dandruff.
Dandruff.
Oh, no.
Usually dead skin.
Dead skin. Dead skin.
Dead skin. Oh, I was like, was scared. Can you
Jesus, like, oh, my face is about to get eaten off.
Keep it away from my hair, then.
Possible.
No.
I
Probably.
wish I had that just now.
No, let's not. It's like
I'm
those
glad
little
everything
fish.
went
It's like those little fish that eat your
according
dead
to
skin like at a
plan.
spa.
Yes.
The like filter feeder.
Also, Green Lantern, huh? Nice.
They are in your hair, by the way.
Very lucky considering my costume options. I was going to go as Clayface.
They're in your hair, by the way.
Very good thing that you went to school.
Now they're not.
I think they got out.
There they go. They're gonna be eating dandruff. Damn.
It's friendly, do not worry.
Don't smack the bug.
Well,
It's a friendly bug.
controller drift, I hate
It's
this.
not. I don't know if it's considered a bug, considering it probably isn't related to any species on our planet.
Somewhere between my normal strength.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where did it go? Oh,
Here.
Oh,
It's here.
it's right there.
I'm like somewhere between there.
I'm gonna get pictures.
So,
Eating a Power Ranger now?
Or like make that one of the same.
I'm aware if I like.
Yes, but you need a gemstone specialist.
That and it is good. It's also very powered.
Skipper's got one of the
Seems to be non-hostile.
It's a friend. Why are you asking over and over? It's a friend or a foe? It's a friend.
It also can't really
It wouldn't be too surprising given the similarity of your
As far as we can
aspects.
tell, we've only.
It should be quite accustomed and akin to you, generally speaking.
If Aiden is...
Yes, it's on
But they are quite playful and chaotic things. A bit like you, I suppose. Maybe like you, assuming that you're one of Moth, you know?
Party.
But of course I have.
This is so cool.
So that way we could.
You have yet to learn who I am.
arena would be fun. I should give
Yes, which is, but you know, I can make educated assumptions based on what I know about followers of Moth.
Someone wants to use an elemental stone and a soul stone together.
That would be an odd thing.
They all have traditional archetypes in it.
So we get our
Is there a reason it's fading in and out of visual existence?
Either it's either intentional or its connection here is weakening or something like that. That's my guess.
Yeah, it's
I
hard to tell
was
since I
gonna
don't think we
say
hear
it
things.
is in. I guess it is
It
in
should
Fae.
Here, more or less for a little while, but give it a few days and I think it'll disappear on its own.
Know them. They can do it
To
technically.
put it
It's a
simply.
stupid religious idea.
Bound here, or
I'm not sure.
Own cost.
No,
it's more
I don't think it's necessary to
scary.
bind it. I don't think the powers that be will be very happy with that.
Well, I know that
It's
it's a
taking a
dream
visit.
being because it's not from. It's
They
like
are a
from the
child,
dream realm,
anyway.
as far as I know. It's not from the
Technically.
Feywild, at the very least.
We probably should be
Far
careful who
from
we
it.
tell about that.
Probably.
Well, okay, but we're here though, so.
I don't understand much about
Please don't eat it.
It's not showing up on my camera. That's
That
weird.
doesn't surprise me.
Oh, now it is.
It doesn't surprise me either.
Bye, cool bug.
Where's the bug? Where's the bug? Bug.
It's right there.
Bug. I'm
Right
going to
there.
take a photo of you. Cool bug.
I am very curious about Moth now.
If I could stop.
True, I'm getting
Fluxing.
terrible
The
aim
aspect
from
or
down
principle.
here.
I don't know.
I suppose the aspect
Angles,
and
you say?
entities.
Oh.
Are they friendly like this one?
Oh! Ah! You kicked me in the face!
Oh!
I don't think so.
Ow.
It's quite a mixed bag, honestly. I think from what I know, they are beings of absolute chaos in the end.
I'm gonna have to take some crap. There we go.
All areas of
Generally.
chaos then.
What embodies Moth?
Like that funny bug. You
Of impulses, change, and longing.
know, I used to be afraid of bugs. Now I'm not anymore.
Bugs are like the coolest thing. Right next to
I've
like
seen the bugs where I'm
pirates
from.
and
They're like
skeletons
they're
and
like
skeleton
Synonymosaurus.
pirates and knights and swords.
Oh, I'm still
and, like,
somewhat
rocket
hopeful.
launches and big explosions.
You're floating away.
Yeah.
Keep come back.
Good.
That I am.
I think we could all warrant some of that. Gives me
Hang on,
hope,
it's
I
time to land
think.
on your hat.
It's having
It's
fun,
kinda
it
hard to see from the
seems.
front.
Finding highest peaks on people's heads.
Oh, do you want a lift?
Being top of a tree is one thing. Being top of someone else's head, something else.
So who's the one with the like, brilliant idea of
Beware
fusing
my
two
might.
questionable
Idea.
gemstones together?
Idea.
Have you thought about investing
Idea.
in cryptocurrency?
There we go. You're in a bubble.
Well, I
need to make it
Where'd it
visible
go?
on this end, but it's there. Source, trust me.
Move.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can see the bubble. Don't. I can see the bubble. I
Oh,
can see the
I
bubble.
made it
Don't
up.
worry
Yeah,
about it.
cryptocurrency.
Source,
I
you
don't-
can see
There we
it.
go.
Lance, where's Lance?
Ooh, it's over there. Hang on. Can't.
Alright, Mark.
Oh, and it's literally going between. There it is.
Hey, Marge.
Hmm?
Can you tell this kid about the wonders of cryptocurrency? I'm too busy.
Sometimes. You know what? Being the skip it really does quell my violent tendencies.
Maybe we need to keep you as a skip it.
That's cool. It's the power of being a fuzzball.
I don't know if I should feel offended.
It really shimmers in light. That's interesting.
Just think of it as a compliment.
See where it's from. It's usually always
Oh.
dark.
Do
Barely
tell
any
me
light
when you want to go
whatsoever.
down.
One of the things I won't give a compliment to, Mr. Asshat
Yes,
King
it's an
right
arena.
behind it, y'all.
It's also dark.
Yes, this is an arena.
Sport? Someone going to go in there and spill some blood or such like that? Oh, I love those games.
No, you missed the
I'll kick your
experiment.
ass.
You missed everything.
Oh, I'm willing to spar if you are.
Perhaps don't.
Do you want to break out the Zaku?
You wanna?
Whoa.
Am I gonna fight him with the giant robot? Are you literally suggesting that?
My now that I have you in my
I
bubble,
will
may
only
just
do that
get away
with
for a
permission
few
from
seconds?
the people who own the arena.
What does that
For
mean?
for a fourth dimensional reason.
Are you wanting to fight a giant robot?
Sure.
Like seriously?
Well, I mean, I can't get big like I normally do, but, you know, I can get
Hello.
pretty big. If anyone's willing to fight me, just like when they try to ascend to madness, I'd be more than
Fourth
willing
dimensional
to.
thing. I don't know.
It's like silky.
I'm sure I don't
sheen.
have to regular kit, I'll still mess those shit up.
Perhaps don't fight people
It's
while you're like
antennas, look.
that.
Probably
not.
I mean,
Well, go on.
I have to level up somehow.
Yes, but
The Mad
taking
King
on
wants
the
to fight
god of
people. Is that
Halloween
allowed?
itself,
Oh my
I'm pretty
god.
sure that's like a death sentence.
It's okay.
you know what? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna call that again if you want. I'm not gonna deal with this again.
You know what? You know what? I saw someone earlier. If he comes back, I'll have him fight you.
I came here for one.
His name's
thing.
Ash.
do you
He's a
wanna-
vampire.
Vampire.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be
They went
good.
extinct so long ago.
I
By
will
the way,
protect that little one with my life.
You. Gems. There.
Well,
There, you gems.
probably in a few days' time, they'll go back to the wood.
Alright,
Dylan, can I
I'll
go
leave
back to
you
normal?
plus
Yes,
plus plus.
dispel. Alright, Pumpkin King, I'll go find your opponent. Hang out a second.
That's an amigo.
In the meantime,
An amigo means the
Dylan, can I still
final
mess around with my
stage.
Zaku? Oh no, they're gone. Never mind.
Generally speaking,
Like, yeah,
You have a little
the
friend
wood's rules
in
are
your horn.
different.
So,
yeah,
this is what I have in mind. So,
I'm assuming it's a horn.
friend's lethal that's inside me.
No, I was more referring
That's
to them
basically
using
that's
that
what
purpose, yes.
And what I'm trying to do is create
Child of the moth grow as big as they want to, as long as the moth wills it.
like
Ew,
elemental
sorry.
crystals that are sort of like
That would be you.
in a sense.
No, I don't fart. I'm a conscious.
So, well, I'm trying to like recreate a guy drive essentially, but
fixing the
also
thing.
like
What's
make
going
it
on?
so that it acts
Hi.
as a soul gem.
Well.
So I
Where
can
is it?
transfer
Where's
my soul
where's the enemigo?
and my friend's soul from inside me to the drive, and then from the drive back into her
Welcome
body.
to the thing that me and Mach was
You're following?
about a couple weeks ago.
Why?
Hi. Where'd it go?
There we go.
Behind
This is
Mineral.
not real. Well, it's real, but it's not.
Let's say it's.
I think they are resting. They've gone into the back of your
Ah.
shirt.
You're not bio?
Ah, comfy
That's so cool, though. We did it.
Just don't lie on your back.
I don't know. I guess people lose the connection of.
Not that I know you won't, but you know.
My horn, thank you.
I guess.
You're back.
Can you repeat what you had
think
just
I would
said?
actually destroy someone if they grab my horn.
Don't lie on
Just
your back.
don't lie on your back.
You gotta.
At least not until we get it somewhere safe.
If you make any cool observations about its behavior, be sure to record it.
I'm not using it weird, but
I will.
they really don't
I will do some research, and I'll get back to you. I'll send you some pictures as well.
Especially up close.
Which is well, I was used I was half elemental cursed like this. So
I'm just EP now.
I
You
will
could do like an axe kick on someone with one.
very closely.
Okay.
Oh,
Someone
he's struggling.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Flex is trying to grab everybody in again. Lovely.
What's new?
Here's a little bit of a headache.
Hey, what's up?
I find myself incredibly drawn and curious about those developments.
The usual.
I can.
It's so
I
cool.
can. It is interesting things.
It is.
I can talk more about it if you like.
We had one.
There's a difference.
But mind you, I'm not
Sound like sipping.
as well versed
We had a.
as some others, but I can definitely try. I've been studying this for about
you
a
and
little over 2 years now.
you seem to know a lot when I talk to you.
Decent whiskey, you know?
Yes.
I'm not normally like this.
You still have to tell me
But
about all
kind
the
of making it
said that you were
into a
gonna send me those,
coherent
didn't-
image is.
I'm guessing.
Yes,
from the
I'm still
Halloween party.
working on
Understandable.
that. It's actually quite complicated.
I could be sarcastic, but I'm gonna
Oh
say
dear.
yes.
Reality do be hitting different.
Well, if you'd like to, we'll go find somewhere a bit quieter. Talk.
We could go to the
How's the
library.
library?
I need to find Dylan.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Well, actually, I think I'd miss, and then my bottle goes right into
gonna punch
the
you one
Orlando
day.
Shaka, and I don't want to lose that.
I was just about to bring up my
I don't
blade.
think
'cause
the
that,
bottle would.
that did not sound like something that was good.
Well, then it would rain.
Yeah.
Dreams and all that. Let's see.
Is that the first time you've experienced that?
Not the first time I've seen one, but the first time it's felt more real than ever, I suppose. I've not opened a door before like that.
I see.
I'm back.
I would suspect it's been quite some time since the door has been open there.
All right.
Mhm.
Bitch up there.
Hmm. Would there be any potential repercussions?
I suppose not too much.
Percussions?
Repercussions to
maybe.
opening such doors.
My life, Shiryuki.
I don't know about necessarily proper repercussions per se, but I do know there's always a cost of some kind. Depending on what you bring through. Some things you can bring through those doors require a lot more than just simple memories and a wound.
I see. I'm glad it was successful, Dan.
So wait, what kind of thing happens if I do that and then someone isn't there to heal?
Mark, is that you?
Yeah,
Yes.
And the door stays open for some time. You can also cover the
Can just
wound, I
anything come
suppose,
through
but
it?
it'll close slower. Potentially, but you don't want that, I don't think.
No. Because then, you know, they might get their wish of having big scary things come through to fight.
The issues of creatures and dreams is that you can never really kill them. Not forever.
Would it banish them if you killed them on this plane?
It would send them back, yes, I think, from what I can know and tell.
So as long as the rift eventually closes. I am able to close rifts as well. I don't know how that would interact with it, though. Wouldn't it be weird if closing the rift somehow closed the wound, too?
If your arm has imbuement of enough knock, I suppose it's possible, but then again, knock tends to open doors,
what
not
closes
close them so much. That's your answer.
Huh?
That's
I
your
didn't hear you say
answer.
anything. Oh.
Exactly.
Hmm. Interesting.
They're hard to close, generally speaking, especially if they open too wide. There was a story I think I heard some time ago. The door in Carnassus. It was a poem by what was his name? Elhalan Dassim, I think it was. Telling the story of his father, who opened a door, a wide wound in his stomach, and he couldn't close it. And out of his stomach came, well, I think I'd best just give you that to read yourself.
Hey,
If you're
I do love
if you are
reading
morbidly
material.
curious, then I could share it with you.
You just saw me cut open my arm without a second thought. I've had... The level of morbid curiosity I have has no bounds.
Most creatures of the wood tend to be more friendly than the ones you find on the mountain itself. Tend to be, but they do have sometimes negative impact on their surroundings. Say the one we just summoned, the Imago. It does eat skin, usually dead skin, but underline usually.
Shouldn't you be a little concerned if it's sitting against your friend's back?
She's of the moth aspect. She's imbued with it herself. It won't harm her, I don't think.
Well, I mean, I guess in the end, it's not hard to fight off if it tries. It's just kind of a bug, right?
It is kind of a bug,
don't
but
think
they
I
do
could
sometimes move
ever-
in swarms.
I don't think I can
Well,
ever
luckily
harm
we
it.
have
There's
just one.
something.
Do keep.
Sorry. No, we could try that again
Give me a
sometime and
moment.
see if I can close the rift the normal way, just to see if it even works.
We can give it a go, maybe. We'll see what happens. But I
Not
think
today,
we
since
need
I can
to-
already tell you're kind of drained for today. I mean, I could keep going,
trying
but
to
I'm also a
think.
fucking psycho.
I'm trying to think.
Have to compensate. So.
Hmm.
Oh, where's the chair? they are. I swear there's the more than one. It's up there, actually.
Pardon me.
You might need
One
to
day
take
I
a
will
moment.
come back. There we
Oh,
go.
you got it. Okay.
There's a chair where, sorry?
There's like a comfy spot up there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's beanbags up on the second floor.
Definitely one of the more relaxing locations.
Most certainly.
Yep.
This will do.
It has colliders.
That is unfortunate.
I just need to comment out aloud to you, Marge.
No,
The
they don't.
similarities are
I claim
uncanny.
this is my own.
This feels surreal.
After what you mentioned,
Would you mind if I sat next
that's
to
why
you?
I wanted. That's why I
Of
invited you.
course,
Here.
if you like.
Look at happy time.
Oh.
I just punched a box in real life.
Uh-oh.
Oh, for those
So
without
much
context,
love.
I have an effect in this form of happiness on this guy.
Oh.
That's good.
That is sweet, in a way.
Especially considering it's normally pain.
Yeah, no, definitely better that it's the that one.
If you need me to get up because you're
Fluffy.
losing focus, let me know.
Huh?
Your smile is precious.
Look, I normally don't have this effect on people that people are actually enjoying, my company like this, so this is very nice.
Alright, so I think it's time to recuperate a little bit and review. You said you could keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you intending to continue pursuing this?
Of course, I have no reason to stop.
Hmm.
There's the whole thing that I'm interested in, possibly the use of taint against Malleus.
Yes.
I doubt he has any sort of resistance to it. So I'd have to learn more about that.
Well, taints and curses and all that kind of tend to affect some element of the soul. In particular,
Does he even
sensitive
have a
taint, if
soul?
I'm not mistaken. They tend to affect your shapt and your health through your shapt. You know, understanding, eloquence. It steals your
That
words,
explains the
essentially.
effects on the person
ability to
speaking, loudly speaking. That makes actual perfect sense now that you say it.
Gladly, yes. I thought as much. For context, gladly. The gentleman in the
The
journal.
thought of turning Malleus into a blubbering fool.
I suppose it matters, though. If it matters if he even has a soul. I don't know. I really couldn't say.
In theory, he should. The only thing is, Fabled, as far as I'm aware, doesn't, but I don't know for sure.
Yet such is the composition of a human soul, rather different, potentially. To a
So
gentleman
what I
of
might
Malleus
have to
decay.
do is simply continue my research into finding a source of information on his species specifically, which, if we get the chance, we should venture back into the Bellowing Peaks in order to get to the place and see if we can manage to get to the canopy. That's entirely on the Valentes.
well-
That's probably nonsense to most of you. But
It's a matter of. I didn't really catch much of that, but it's a matter of trial, I suppose. If you want to try and use it, maybe. It's something maybe worth giving a go if you want to find out what elements of soul he actually even has.
I mean, it'd be useful. If it gives us another weapon to use against him, then I say go for it. Because I doubt that he'll have anything prepared for something like that, since this is such an obscure thing. Unless he is someone already in the know, and there's a way to build up resistance to taint specifically, I see no reason that if we do use it against him, and he does have a soul, for him to resist it. But these are a lot of ifs. I need more information before even knowing for sure.
Yeah,
Both on...
There's been...
If he's not human, and those are the parts of a human soul specifically, would all of this stuff even interact with him is a question.
Every creature dreams. Even Malice McKay.
Okay.
He may be made up of different stuff, but he still has the ability to understand and be understood. So theoretically, there's still some aspects that are shared between species, even if they're not one for one. In theory.
Mind you, these theories written by Cascat were written well over
400 years
maybe
ago.
400. I was thinking just under 500 there. These are
If we were
very
able to
old
get our
theories.
hands on intelligent aberrations willing to let us test on them, that'd be one thing, but none of the ones I know are anyone I'd want to do that to.
I know the aberrations tend to have much disposition to be okay with that kind of thing.
No, anyone who would be...
Not that I met
I don't think anyone worth their salt, anyone who would be worth testing on, wouldn't want to be tested on. And so... I'm not going to turn a friend into a blubbering idiot, so... It's one of those things that this will require a lot of... what's a good way to describe it? Dissecting the species and theorizing. It might be good as a
there's
backup,
another
but not a
issue
main
there.
source of attack.
If you want to use this, Senthic Taint is a poison? Curse? No one's really very sure. One or the other, or
Well-
maybe both at the same time. And
Exactly what it is you never went into.
It's not something that's necessarily very fixed, especially in the literature that I tend to read. It's rather hotly debated, actually. The effects on one's soul, and how certain maladies can seize them. For example, in particular, I think the condition that the people in the invisible arts use is acusis, when your shaft is affected by some kind of malady. And then there's other parts of the soul that can also be affected by other different maladies too. For example, one's Arab can be corrupted into, what's the term? Wertengerd, I think it is. Something like that.
I'll have to learn more about both subjects before I even decide whether or not it's worth giving a shot. In theory, it's a potential route, but currently there's no way to... We don't have enough information to know if it's going to do anything. That's the big issue.
All elements of soul are vulnerable, all but one, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Metal.
What's the one?
Is the only thing that can't be affected. Naturally so, given its favor of resilience.
Yeah.
The one's tryst, by the way. I think they just call it despair.
What would a whist poison be?
The name escapes me. A whist poison. Something that can seize your memories. Something that can seize your ability to cohere yourself mentally and remember. There's definitely a
Unfortunately,
term
that's
for it
something that
somewhere.
Malleus pretty much uses already. Not a poison per se, but he delves into people's memories and changes them.
Now,
I would suspect for whist it would be.
If he had whist himself, we might still be able to affect that, unless he directly has ways to protect against this kind of thing, or just protect his whist in general.
Attacking his whist isn't going to do us much good, considering he's probably hundreds of years old and has tons of memories before he loses anything too important.
To have a long time to enrich one's soul
It's a good
makes
theory,
it
though.
difficult.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, if we attack his ability to understand and be understood, that pretty much damages everything he does, because he relies on other people for many things.
And he wouldn't be able
He
to
has
speak quite as coherently, if at all.
He probably still has some form of telekinesis, but I don't know if that would actually be affected by it. If it's all forms of speech, it might still affect it.
The one's
Or
soul
writing.
is where everything comes from in the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's going straight.
That would force him into a back. That would back him into a quarter.
You've heard the phrase "right for the heart," right? Aim for the heart.
Roughly,
That's
yeah.
kind of what I'm thinking.
Go straight for the core.
Health is the core, naturally. But to kill someone with these maladies is a little more difficult. They have to be rather willfully ignorant, you know, to not fix them.
And it would be something to weaken him,
It's a
so
good
we
way
kill
of
him through
weakening
other
someone.
means.
I see.
As if we managed to make it so he can't come.
Could target his tryst. Because he loves to change things.
It's true.
Change, longing. I mean, Trist, I suppose, is quite important to his judgments. If we target
Desire.
Trist, then...
Drive.
He's the person that has to. I don't think that'd be an easier way to go because he has to enforce his own will on others. He probably is the most strong in that.
Still rather hypothetical. These are good things to target, but these are rather... Well, most of these maladies are only captured through books. Through reading. Books affected with certain things touched by hours from the dream. Curses, poisons, other else. So I think if you really want to do this, you'll need a favor from an hour, or you'll need to find a book that already has something.
And reading it would instill the curse or taint?
As long as you don't notice what the actual taint is on the book, then perhaps yes. There's several different types beyond just synthetic taint. There's also bloodlines, witchworms. Witchworms are quite horrific, honestly. They have human-like faces.
Lovely.
If I'm not mistaken, I think witchworms are what affect your tryst, too. They speak to you, whisper to you, tell you memories of another life. And you get all confused.
And he's the one that calls us worms.
Well, worms are a rather popular motif in the visible arts.
Well, I know someone made of worms, and I think they're very nice, so that's kind of an insult to that person. How dare he?
At the very least, if it were a book, I feel like tricking him to read it is not out of the question. It's going to be difficult, of course, but with the little that I know, I could believe that he might be willing to just read a book.
What if it's not the book itself, but the knowledge of the book? A cognito hazard that if you went into someone's head and experienced it through their memories because you would process it differently, just that itself would be the hazard. Which is something that I floated as an idea, a cognito hazard that you could plant in your head that wouldn't affect you, but could affect someone else if they went into your head and started screwing around.
This looks,
Sounds like reading the book would still instill it on. I see where you're going, but I feel like the book option is not.
I'm saying there's multiple ways to go about it.
I've
Without
locked
having
my
them-
own memories away before and I've forgotten things because I'm a mind mage. It's great.
True, planting something in someone's head, then making them forget it. But if anyone goes in that head and unlocks that door, then they themselves experience the problem.
Like, I'm not gonna open my own Pandora box because I know I'll put something in there I want to forget. Duh.
So if you forgot it, does it remain there then? Just not accessible to you?
Depends.
I can't ever truly forget.
I'm gonna take a look into that because honestly, I missed a rite of passage whenever I left.
The body knows what the mind has long forgotten.
The body remembers.
It's very hard to. That's why even with people like Aiden and Anne, I know that deep down, I know Shiv and Anastasia are in there somewhere.
Who?
I realize nothing. It's old friends who forgot themselves.
My name is Dylan, and I'm not a villain.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's weird being around people that didn't know them before. Sometimes I forget about that.
You slippery double. Hey, stick.
So speaking of books, do you have any that you could lend us on these topics?
Mm-hmm.
Or anything else that could help us?
Posters. Check out the book. They're what? Read the posters. They'll tell you how to get a book. What? You couldn't afford a sassy librarian to
An
work
Almanac of Entrances by Willem Harries. It's the book I used for this. It's rather difficult, though. Not something that can be easily read, I don't think.
Okay. I'll break
But I have faith that you'll be... well, I can try and find something easier that you can all process much easier and not have to worry so much. Or I can give you something really difficult.
I do like difficult books.
Okay, I read it.
I literally transcribed a multiple ciphered journal on things I didn't understand, just to see what it said.
Well, thankfully this is written in common. There are other books though, that are written in different languages, Sabazine, Fusine, all these kinds of other places and other...
Anything in deep speech?
Not really. I don't think it's a very popular... Well, actually no, there is something. There is a language called Vak, which is, I guess, has some connections to deep speech, but it's more...
I know deep speech.
You're probably more
I don't
fluent
think
than
it's
I
quite
am
the
in it.
same though.
I'm curious
Since,
now.
Vark is a full script as well.
Oh,
Twisted and tangled letters.
can I take a look?
I don't know. I know of a book, but I don't really have access to it.
Mm.
Vark is a very sealed language. Generally speaking, people don't like you talking it. If you talk it too loud, other things can hear you. If there is a language that the gods of the Mansus use, it's probably Vark. That or Kilisimi.
I'm still curious enough to take a look.
Go for it.
At least so I can see what I can learn, so I can, so you guys don't have to delve into the stuff I do. At least.
I mean, I'm already kind
There
of
were.
following that.
How do you feel about learning long-lost languages from other planes?
Honestly, not the weirdest thing I've done.
Sweet.
Probably the weirdest thing that I've done, but I haven't dealt with all of this kind of shit before.
Welcome to the Valentes.
I figured at the
Well,
very least,
if you like.
since you're helping out.
Sorry. I can try and tailor something for each of you. If I know what your interest is, I can try and find something that's more interesting to each of you. Since we all have different interests, and probably other principles would be more interesting to us, generally speaking.
You still need to send me a list of all the principles, too.
There's 14, so it's quite a long list.
That's fine.
Decent amount.
But they each embody a certain aspect. An aspect of... Well, it's kind of difficult to really put into words. To give you an example, one principle is called heart. It is the principle of the beat beneath the world, the heart of the world.
Is that what
Dancers
Grady
tend
was
to
talking
have-
about in his... What the fuck was that?
It was
Summon
what
into the library,
gladly.
That's what I got.
1 second, I might have to
Gladly.
do my job.
Gladly, actually did.
I definitely have my own personal
If you
interests
remember.
as well here. Simply, let's just put
Can you tell me-
self-discovery.
Very well.
Oh, are you affected by the curse?
Well, to just some brief examples, there is heart, the principle of dance, of beat, of exuberance, and all those kinds of things. There is winter, the principle of memories and of what is gone but not forgotten, those kinds of things. Lantern, principle of light, enlightenment, knowledge, wish for knowledge, in the most ferocious form. Forge, the process of making, process of change. Different from Drift and the aspect of Moth, but not too far away. And then there's, of course, Moth, which was an aspect for the creature that we summoned. The principle of the wood and of the creature in the wood, the great Moth. An hour, a god, as it were, in the place that we summoned it from. Is the principle of chaos. And also change. That's just a few. There's quite a lot. There's scale and nectar. I was reading through these things and writing this list for you, Marge, and I must say it's quite intense.
That's
I
all
never
right.
had the idea to compile all my knowledge into one place before.
I mean, you
just
should
things
see
came
my
up.
piles of notes. I don't.
This is so fucking unorganized.
I've got
It's
like
in an
several
organized
books
pile.
now.
I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it took me a minute to get through it. The first time, at least.
I've only had like 3 years of
Look, I know where everything
note-taking,
is.
but I'm on my like 6th book of note-taking. Thick book.
That's a very powerful.
I feel that.
A lot of stuff is difficult to digitize. Yeah. Not like there's PDFs of a lot of the stuff I look at.
Oh, absolutely not. No. I think, if anything, I think most of us in Invisible Arts actively avoided digitizing this knowledge. And even then, I think the Bureau would
trackable.
nail it down. But even then, I don't
It's
think the
not
Bureau would want it
archivable.
out there either. And I think the Bureau is keeping a rather close eye on it. On the interweb.
We also need to keep an eye out if we do anything that might attract them.
Don't dismantle me. Don't shoot the messenger.
I know they are active.
That is so valid. He's probably still in the center.
I have reason to believe that their leader is along as well. Sorry, do people know what that means? Or shall I explain?
The different places that people have reached in the Great Dream tend to correlate to different titles, correct?
Yes, I suppose. When you reach a certain point of ascension, I suppose, with whatever principle that you're aiming for, with whatever desire you wished for the most, an hour may make you into a long, or give you a path to become a long.
So
To
wait,
become
I
a
thought
long is to become immortal.
Sort of a demigod, then?
Of sorts, but I wouldn't call it a demigod. It's more simply one that no longer is human, that is broken free from being human.
I'm halfway there
And
anyway.
becomes something more.
Not considering the skip it thing. That's a different thing. I'm more referring to my arm stuff, whatever the fuck that is.
Well, not all of the hours have such a pleasant view of becoming ascended in particular. For example...
Oh no, it's horrifying. Don't get me wrong, I just have no choice in the matter. So I might as well.
I'm talking more about the principles and the hours which guide them, essentially. They tend to have a rather negative disposition. If you're dedicating yourself to Lantern in particular, well... let's just say by the end of it, you'll be literal skin and bones. But eventually you'll become unmade and remade into something more.
I've done it before. I can do it again.
Do it again? How do you mean?
Personal issues. Anyway. This really isn't a place to talk about it. Oh, hi Dylan! Was that Dylan? I thought I heard her.
No.
Huh? Okay, I only saw them on...
lift license.
What?
Lift license. That
The one on the street the one time with a machine.
Yeah, don't go through there. That's staff only.
Yeah, I just figured that out because I ran face first into the door. Hi.
If you want to
Hello.
go back downstairs, you have to go back through the door over there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'm looking for so much
probs.
crap. There's so many things to do.
Mode.
But essentially, if you want to have something that does equate to a demigod, a name, that would be the title, probably.
I mean, it's not like this is an ultimate goal for me in general, is getting all this stuff. It's more thinking,
Well, most of this stuff tends to latch onto human desires in some essence. It's what draws us in, anyway, and it's what draws me and Pandora in to some extent.
Unfortunately, I'm a curious fuck.
Which is fair enough. It's something of a desire for you, and I'm sure that the Mansus will placate to it.
When fighting something unusual, you have to look in unusual places. Especially places he likely himself hasn't looked into too closely.
Well, no one really
I
looks
hope.
into dreams, given the propensity of it. It's a very deep thing. I think I mentioned it before.
Wouldn't it be funny if somehow I assassinated him through a dream? That's not gonna happen, I doubt it, but that would be pretty cool.
You can't kill someone in a dream, but you can trap someone there.
Damn, we could turn
That's
him
why
into
I
a
said don't go
vegetable
through.
And then kill his body.
Make the squid vegan.
Well, if you're pushing him through a door, I don't think it would work like that. His physical body would also be on the other side too.
Well, this is a lot of obscure stuff that we just need to know more on the subject in general before we really theorize more in depth.
I imagine they are a person with many methods of security as well. Defenses against such methods.
Yes, from being, yes. Given what I've seen, yes.
Part of going for the heart or eyes, as metaphors, not literally, would be cracking defenses. That seems like a whole other ordeal than what we're talking about. Involves other people most likely. So way to complicate things.
So what we might have to do is... I just want to know more.
Well, I suppose knock is your interest. Please, do give it back. Do give
I
it
will.
back
I took
when you
good
can.
care of my stuff. Book.
If there's any
I
other
love the smell of
experiments,
books.
I am happy to assist.
It would be appreciated. Is there anyone else that would like a book? I can find something for you from my collection.
I certainly won't turn one down.
I probably should get one too.
Okay. I'd like for you both to tell me about yourself. What kind of person are you?
I'll let you go first.
I'm also intrigued.
Well, I've grown up
I'll
in the
ask you as
streets of
well.
Saphira, so survival has been a thing I've had to worry about for just about all my life. I know that having friends has benefits. Mutual beneficial agreeances, deals, that kind of stuff. It means you can call on them in the future. And as such, I have a number of people that I can talk to on occasion if something is needed. I'm not sure how much it'll do with all the magic. It'll work with all the magic stuff, but at least general Zephyra stuff. But yeah, I do play bass a little bit as well. Not gonna say I'm an expert, but had one for a bit.
If you don't mind, can you remind me your name a moment?
Erica.
Erica. Can you... What is more important to you? Determination or resourcefulness?
Resourcefulness.
Do you make things?
A little bit. I tinker here and there.
What is your profession then?
Well, sort of been in and out of jobs, and mostly just been living on the streets. But at the very least, I have applied for the to work at the pawn shop at the meat rack. Also living with them, so bit of a runner.
She's proven good at investigation.
Investigation.
I'm good at book smarts, but when it comes to using resources and footwork, definitely has it over me.
Knowledge or resilience, Erica?
Thank you, library attendees.
You're welcome!
If Marge is going with knowledge, I'll take resilience then.
I can give you, I think, a book on Forge. The principle of Forge. Of craftsmanship and resilience.
Okay.
I think it may prove interesting. Potentially.
Okay, then.
We'll see how you like it. If it doesn't fit, then it doesn't fit.
Do
A little bit about myself. I guess the most important thing about me is that from a young age I've always wanted to take care of people. It's why I went to medical school. Hell, it's even after I dropped out of medical school I still continue to work and be a surgeon essentially. It's where I work now. I work as a surgeon at a like a clinic, and also as the Valenti's well, one of their surgeons. I guess I like, to indulge in myself a little bit, if you can fucking tell. I don't know. I guess that's the best way I can summarize myself.
Sensation or determination?
Determination.
I can give you a book on heart, the principle of heart.
Okay.
What beats beneath the world? What drives us as humans or other? And yourself?
My name is Helmin. I do not know what I am. I have pieced that together slowly, but I would like to think. I would like to embody being a human, at least on the surface, as it's comfortable. Because of lack of understanding of my origins, but not necessarily my urges, I always find myself wanting to know more, or just being curious in general. Lack of understanding my origins has just led to that, I suppose. All I know is I'm aberrant in nature. And I'm not alone. I enjoy cooking. Takes my mind off it.
What do you usually cook? I've never had your cooking.
I like
So I
cooking
remember.
sweets. It helps with
Oh, of course.
my dietary needs.
Yeah. It does.
Mhm.
You'd probably get along with MJ.
Knowledge or remembrance?
I suppose, given my previous actions, knowledge.
I can give you a book on lantern. The principle of knowledge, of enlightenment, and of the sun's light.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Pandora?
I thought we already determined my aspect. Do you think you could give me a book on that?
Kittling ripe in the Mollywup's grave, easy, done.
That's a mouthful.
You've not heard of them?
I could barely
You just said it so quickly.
All
Well,
I was like mollywop.
It's it's called Kittling ripe in the Mollywup's grave. It was poetry. I was read.
You realize how
read it as a
difficult that
child.
is to say just off the bat without like.
Has no one heard these?
This is
I
some
suppose
obscure
not
literature,
meant
dude.
for
I usually read
children,
non-fiction science novels.
Well,
Poetry's not
well,
something that I've
I-
really looked into much either.
If
so.
it makes you feel any better,
poetry can
that's
have a
more
lot of
familiar
interweaving.
jargon to me than
I was face first and anatomy
people
first.
talking about no cap on God. For real, for real.
Oh, I don't even understand that stuff a lot of the times. I'm so behind on my lingo. People talk gamer stuff, and I'm just like, dude, I played that one. I tried Minecraft. I started playing Minecraft with Horizon and Flurry, and that's actually pretty fun. The green
I
guys
say
keep killing me
things
though.
like City Walker,
Creepers are the worst.
Funny Juice, Honkers, the Coppers, and the Lead. No one understands what I mean when I say bumping gums.
What's that mean?
To chat. We are bumping gums. We are bumping gums.
Oh.
That does make sense.
I mean, I say a lot of stuff people don't understand, but that's just because I delve into weird, obscure subjects, and people are like, Marge, what the fuck are you saying? And it makes perfect sense to me.
Well,
okay, I mean,
for context, Kittling Riot.
Once you understand the lingo, everything makes sense, but...
And
but
why
few
did
of
you
which is
recite
actually
it?
few of which is actually suited for children, I must say. But
Well,
my
that's
father
how it
read
is
to
with
me
those
when I was
children's
little.
novels. Have you ever read, like, any of those scary children's, like, books of, like, scary stories? That's not... That's not...
Suggests for me to read?
Have you heard the story
it's
of
actually rather
three children
important.
playing in the garden, and one of
The
them
moldy
accidentally
warp is another
dies,
name for the
and her mother
velvet, as it
comes
happens. An hour.
and she's so struck with grief that she accidentally kills another.
Okay.
What happens to the
Yeah.
third?
The Black Flax.
She's then so struck with grief of killing
Moldyberry secret
one of her
stuff.
children that she also passes. The child also starves. Then the father eventually turns home, finds what happened. This is why children should not play with sticks and swords and pretend to be pigs. The father also took his own life.
Oh.
I step away from the conversation literally for like a few seconds mentally, and then I come back to that. Wow. That was a lot.
It's a good bedtime story.
The
I
fact
was
that it
told.
doesn't faze me kind of concerns me.
Yeah, just more concerning.
You'd probably like Grimm's fairy tales.
And out of
Bedtime
curiosity,
story about being careful what games you take part in.
Forgotten your
I
name.
did not learn well from that.
Lazarus Beckford, Mr. Beckford. It's a pleasure to meet you, Erica. Sorry.
Okay.
You may call me
And-
Mr. Beckford or just Lazarus, as many people seem to do nowadays.
Go ahead.
Absolutely not, Lazzy boy.
Please,
And your aspect? If you're
People have
willing to say.
nicknamed me Benadryl.
Knock.
What?
Generally, I think.
Benadryl?
I think. The principle of opening.
It's
of
what we
doors
called
is the
upon
same
to
one
open.
that-
Yeah.
It's actually the
Oh, yeah,
same
yeah,
principle that her arm is imbued with. But see, most followers of Knock, or those that fall under the principle, tend to be rather anxious people, as you can probably tell. Generally speaking, I think it's.
I mean, I'm not anxious right now, but we all know why.
I doubt my soothing aura will help much. A temporary bliss. Sorry.
But yes, it's.
Look,
principle
everyone
of
should be a
opening
skip it at least once in their
doors.
life. It puts things in perspective.
Not sure how I feel about that personally. I'm rather comfortable in my own skin, personally.
Sometimes your skin starts to change, and then you start to wonder if it really was your skin in the end.
You'll be a completely different person in 7 years, technically, Ship of Theseus. But that's okay. It's still the
I
same.
mean, I know what you've mentioned to me
Good parable.
about how she was
Mhm.
years back.
Yeah.
Although, keep in mind, I have to, also live with my arms slowly spreading across my body, so my perceptions of myself probably aren't normal. What's everyone staring at?
Steady.
I was staring
Well,
at something.
Nothing really.
I had nothing to say.
I opened my eyes and I saw a bunch of people looking at me. I was like, huh?
I'm just curious what
I
a
was just
cow
listening my head a little bit. Cow skip.
A kippet.
What would a worm
Would you like
skipet
me
look
to
like?
actually answer your question?
Yes,
A whippet. It's like that one really nervous dog.
And the question was, what exactly
Oh.
how I would portray myself, or how I think of myself to be?
It's just your worm self, but it has a really fluffy tuft of tail at the end.
I practice giving myself
If
hair.
I were to ever
Does I like
describe
the feeling?
myself, I would say that I'm a being who wants freedom and change. I'm tired of the mundane life that I live, and I'm tired of getting hurt and constantly berated by so many different things. I'm tired of this mundane life.
God, I wish I had a more mundane life.
Same.
Is there anything else that I can answer that you're curious of?
Just the list of the principles in the book is really all I'm looking into at the moment. I'm still trying to get the basics of all this down, it feels.
It's rather dense. Thankfully, the almanac, I have some of my own notes in it, so you won't be completely lost.
I have a rather personal or selfish question about entities that may exist. Or if there's anything like worms and such intelligent.
In the Manses, there are godlike beings called Hours. And usually there are 24. Naturally. There were more at one point, but, well, not anymore. They change. Or they did change, at least at one point. But there are several different types of Hours too. Gods. Gods from light, gods from stone, gods from flesh, gods from blood. Some of the Hours were born there, born in the dream, created by it. And some ascended from us, from our flesh, from being human into being something so much more.
So, wait. But you said was the dove an hour?
Yes.
The ivory dove.
Oh!
The ivory dove.
Okay, now, sorry, I'm just putting pieces together. So that's
known as the
where...
Energist.
So that's where Goldie or Grady. Why'd they both have G names? Well, now I'm kind of understanding. As I'm putting pieces together now, understanding the significance of Grady's fate.
Hmm? Oh, yes.
Him and yeah. Second one in the journal, and my encounter with him.
Oh,
I told you about it.
I forgot.
That's why I asked about Dove.
Yes. It's the Ivory Dove, the Elegiast. They are an hour dedicated to the principle of winter, the principle of silence and of endings, of memories and remembrance.
His ghost doesn't speak, but we find ways to communicate.
I honestly would quite love a conversation with Grady at this point, especially if he's being held in the museum.
Well, it's not like I can summon him whenever I want. He just kind of shows up on occasion.
Which is
But I think he'll
interesting
be-
because it means he's still bound here somehow through some means.
It could have been something that he did with his deal with the maid.
I don't think the maids can do deals.
You took the knife and the journal from the mansion, right?
Mhm.
And that's it?
And the flute.
Oh, there's a flute.
Alright, yeah, the bone flute.
The flute.
Mm-hmm.
The bone flute is an interesting object. It doesn't produce a noise. At least not one we can hear. They say only the
you
dead
said
can
that
hear
a
it.
couple weeks ago, yeah.
Might be tied to that then, somehow.
Yeah, if the dove is a being of silence, then they probably also... Rituals involving them may also use the bone flute.
He did play it, didn't he? For the ritual,
In theory.
he must have done.
Well, the ritual does call for a silent tune,
Exactly.
so...
And that would make sense.
Why, though?
If I can ask him more details if I see him again.
Did he even make the deal? Was there even a deal involved?
His wife was dead,
I mean,
right?
I'll just have to ask. Yes. And we aren't sure if his... I don't know if it's a... Was it his wife? Were they married?
Yes.
I know.
They were.
They were, okay. I wasn't sure. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, his wife died, he rolled up her carcass in a blanket, stuffed it in the closet, and then went mad. With grief.
I don't know the other hours, but Dove seems like a reasonable one to talk to about... dead.
I mean, I have a feeling if this thing... I have a feeling that if this person's a demigod, you can't just walk up and have a casual chat.
I didn't say that was the case.
No, I'm saying... It sounded like you're just like, well, to talk to, let me just call him over for coffee.
I wouldn't call the Elegiast a demigod by any means, if honestly they are... I would say they, if anything. They are probably one of the most powerful hours there are. And also, I don't think they would bring anyone back, given their principle of endings.
I mean...
Yeah, well, he's not brought back. He's not brought back.
But now, he's something
That's
else
for sure.
now.
Given that there
He's
was
just-
a ghost in the house, he could just be a memory. It may not be necessarily a ghost in itself, but some specter of memory that holds basically a copy of him that exists.
Who knows, maybe he's tied to the book.
A walking
could
essence
be.
of whist.
Well...
Interesting.
Maybe the book. I read it though, at least what Marge translated.
I mean, so did I, yeah.
I wonder if you guys reading the book allows you to see him now. Because a lot of people, when I could see him, wouldn't see anyone there. But he shows up so often lately.
Lazarus. What was the first name of Grady?
Lawrence.
Hmm. And he was killed how?
By Maid in the Mirror, I think.
Specifically, his corpse had the neck slit, the eyes gouged out, and he was drowned in the bathtub. I'm not sure which thing did him in. Most likely drowning. Actually, no, probably the neck slit, but we don't know what order everything was done in.
Yeah, it depends on the order. And timing.
It was, yeah, it was pretty grisly scene, and it's not like we were doing a full autopsy. However, there is still that specter of the lady at the house, so if you want to go to the house, be my guest, but I don't suggest it.
She'd be long gone by now. Far too late.
Yeah, especially, I guess,
Remember
with all the
what I
relics
said
moved.
about beings and how they return? Our friend will soon at some point.
However, I don't know if it,
by now.
How long was she around, though? Before you guys went to the mansion?
I mean...
Sounds like years. I could believe years from what I read. At least.
Sounded like years. Actually, probably only a couple of months, because eventually people will notice that there's people in a house missing. Especially in a neighborhood like that. It's hard to say. It's been literally it's been almost a year since we were there. If the maid is gone, then the house probably is safe to return to for investigation. I think we weren't supposed to hear that.
Okay.
So if that's the case and you want to return to the house to see if you can find details that we missed, be my guest.
I mean,
I just hope you don't run into the same... Well, the corpses by now would be pretty desiccated, if not just bone.
Okay, I didn't know how long ago this happened.
Well, when I investigated, it was a year ago. True. If we go there, it might earn the attention of the Bureau. If they notice us the first
risk.
time.
It depends whether they're watching. I don't know whether they will be watching it still.
I mean, it's been a year since anyone went there, and if the activity has been low on the spooky scale, then they probably just assume it's a normal house. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't clean it up and resell it at this point. I mean, it's not like... If anything, wild animals might have broken in, or flies would have gotten to the flesh, and there'd just be bone left.
How long has he... was he dead before you got to him?
Well, given the paranormal entity, it's hard to know exactly how long the body could have been there, but it was intact enough for us to understand his wounds. But, like I said, given the paranormal activity, I don't know if that would have preserved the body. It's not like it was covered with flies, but it also wasn't fresh.
Summoned creatures tend to last between 3 days and a week, generally speaking. So he mustn't have died too long ago, if I'm going to be honest.
Were there multiple maids in the mirror then?
No, they always said it as a
possible.
singular... Oh.
Yeah, because if I'm remembering correctly, I think both of them mentioned it. I think.
I don't remember Gladly mentioning it.
Gladly never mentions an entity like that. Only the settings that he saw. I don't think he was ever going into the entity specifics.
Well, still, it sounded like it was a non-insignificant amount of time before the end of the journal. That's what it sounded like to me.
It's also possible to summon twice. It's not unfeasible to summon something, have it do a job, send it away, then summon it again not too long after. As long as you have the right aspects of soul and the right methodology and right.
His terminology suggested that he summoned them multiple times, and it was only during one of these summonings that the wife walked in. And he had multiple wounds on his arm, on the spirit that I spoke to. The specter.
So he would have done it multiple times, it seems.
Mm.
I can't remember, was it the last time that it was mentioned that the wife walked in, or was it just one of the times?
I think it was the second to last time, because he said after the wife was killed, the specter waited around for orders. I'll have to double check, but that's what I remember reading.
Rather complex, I must say.
If I can get... A lot of this is stuff I'll probably be able to clarify if he shows up again. I'll write down a set of questions to ask next time I see him. But he can really... Since I use a Ouija board for him to talk, his answers tend to be pretty short, so it's easier when it's yes or no's. I'll see what I can come up with so I can be prepared next time, because after his actions, it seems he's limited in time for how long he can appear for.
I would probably suggest like prioritizing his possible deal with the ivory dove.
Wait, we summoned... Could it be a summonable entity similar to the the funky butterfly?
Omega? What, the hour?
Yes.
What, the hour themselves?
No, the butterfly we summoned.
The Omega, that's in her shirt.
Yes. Yes.
Theoretically, I mean, I've summoned a ghost before from hell, and we summoned an entity from the dream realm. Theoretically, summoning a entity that is willing to speak with us, that is like a ghost-like entity from the dream world, should be possible. Like, to do it intentionally.
Yes.
In theory, especially
honestly,
given...
I think so. But it depends. Theoretically, I think it's possible, but the ivory dove, I don't...
Well, would we need to go through the ivory dove to get to him?
I don't think there is any getting through.
No, it would have to probably be with the
getting
dove's
out of-
permission.
He's getting out of his own volition, somehow. Though, it seems. Willingly or unwillingly, somehow he's walking and he's getting here. To
So
our
if
plane.
we give him a hand to grab onto.
Or light a beacon. Open a door, light a beacon, draw him in. And make it easier for him.
Would he be able to visit dreams by any chance?
I spoke with
he's
someone in a
the
dream once.
He's stuck in the worm museum, which is run by the Allegist. Probably. That's where he'd be, if anywhere. And that's up the Mansus, up the mountain. If we decided to dream walk there, to walk up, it would take time. And even then, it depends. Not impossible,
I do know
but
a
we
dream
need to
dragon.
ascend ourselves up.
Who might be able to help us.
I think I might have spoken to him there.
Oh.
What?
I had a dream a long time ago about being in this museum and speaking to this figure who I believe was Lawrence Grady. He was speaking of how he was trying to summon this maid and how things went wrong and how he was trapped. But
yeah.
So he's trapped. Well, he's the dead body, that's right.
Wait, what if the maid killed him while he was dreamwalking? And somehow that trapped him in a state of dreaming, because he can't return to his body.
Maybe it had something to do with the eyes. Maybe that's why they were gouged out.
I mean,
That's honestly a maid's. Well, that's honestly a maid's usual MO, is they will take the eyes. Generally speaking, it's kind of a signature for them. Though maybe. You find them in the
I mean, if we...
baths.
Yeah.
Did you find salt?
I don't remember. I don't think we noticed any. Nothing that stood out that I can think of. Maybe? I can't say for sure.
It's not impossible. No, he probably was sleeping. It's not unusual to give specific orders to a maid.
His final entry mentioned how he did know what he wanted to ask of the maid. And then that was his final entry.
Most summons, and particularly the ones that are more dangerous, tend to be willing to help the summoner in whatever way they see fit. So long as they are walking in this world. The little one there on her back is not quite as capable, naturally, given what it is just a little insect child, more or less, give or take. But no, it wouldn't work. Maids in the mirrors aren't really specific. And even then, I don't think you want to talk to a maid in the mirror.
Well, seemed like he did.
Oh,
Or wanted to.
he specifically was told to by, what was the name? But who was it that told him?
I'm not
I'm
sure
trying to
anything was
think.
mentioned, come to think of it.
No. He said that he stopped writing for a couple years, and then something happened, and was it the fog, the
Numa.
Numa. The Numa told him about the maid, and something about that drew him in. He didn't speak on exactly why. What exactly... Do you know what the Numa is? Is it one of the hours, or is it someone else, or something else, or what is it?
Numa isn't a person, nor is it something an individual. It's... Well, you know, we have the seasons that are commonly accepted. Spring, summer, autumn, winter.
Right.
Yeah, no, we talked about this last time, yeah.
Yes, okay, sorry. It took me a minute to remember. I think I didn't write it down.
Okay, could it be explained to
us
the one
in
that
the
wasn't part of this conversation? Okay.
Yes, we're going
there
on
you
to
go.
it.
Yeah.
For those of us in the invisible arts, there is a 5th season called Numa. And unlike the other seasons that tend to be rather fixed, Numa can appear at any point, at any time, anywhere. And it's characterized by fog and strange things, generally speaking.
For the one that wasn't a part of this conversation.
Now, it's rather unusual. Numa, in particular, is a very highly volatile time for, well, how to put this, visitors.
Oh,
It's
I
when
found it. Numa came to our garden, and I spoke with a visitor who emerged from the fog. She spoke of the sisterhood and the knots in relation to older principles. She said she'd return, but that talk was enough for the dreams to begin again. And then a little bit later, I remembered my way back to the wood by Thursine as Jess slept. The ground was stirring, worms or skin. It mattered not, such in the moment. She told me enough, and I walked up to the white door, the way which the dead oft walk. The door was bright as a mirror, bright as fresh snow and splendor moon. I remember it, but I remember most of the feeling of its chill on my cheek. I still feel the ache of the cold in the crannies of my skull. My body hurts.
He got to
I
the
can believe
white
the door's-
door.
I can believe the door's tied to the ivory dove then.
Most likely. So he's seeking the ivory dove because of the Numa and the person that he met. And whatever this sisterhood and the knots refers to, something about that conversation inspired him to seek out the dove. Perhaps he was
That's a
already
funny
fearing death
connection.
for some reason?
Sisterhood of Knots is a rather funny one, honestly. They're quite secretive. Very old cult. Not around anymore, I don't think. They're quite centralized as well. They kind of lived somewhere. Oh, what was it called? I can't remember. It's only ever briefly mentioned, usually.
We could always just pause in here and you could look into it, because we only have about 9 minutes until the Wiccarium closes. Do you want to do any
Well,
browsing?
it's not that I don't know. It's not that I don't know. It's more just I'm trying to put it into words and connect it.
So if the sisterhood
See, it's not a new...
If the Sisterhood of Knots hasn't been around for some time, but Grady talked with one of them recently? Question mark?
During the Numa.
And he wasn't
Journey.
like he's from our time and not decades, centuries old, correct?
Yes.
So that's a thing to think on.
Well, given that the memory of his spirit still exists within the dream, if the Numa is a strange time where weird things happen, it could be that people of another time, or people that now still exist in a similar state to the dream, emerged to speak with him.
Fair point.
Honestly, bang on, actually. People who walk in Numa tend to experience visitors long that walk in Numa, that emerge from the fog, in a half haze of remembrance. It's a strange time where time isn't quite as fixed, where history isn't quite as fixed. Not as we know it.
Reminds me of how I got here.
If one is along, they have a much more likely chance of becoming one with Numa, in some essence. I can't say who he met. He didn't
He just
name
refers
her.
to them as a she.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
that
only
doesn't
clue we
narrow
get.
them down, unfortunately.
We'll just have to keep our eyes and ears peeled.
Here's the sisterhood.
That's an odd
and
reference. The Sisterhood of Knots is
It's-
connected to the principles of heart and moon, not winter. So it's a funny reference that I'm trying to put my head around.
And why would they plant the idea of the dove in someone who had long since given up walking in the dream?
Moon is the principle of secrets. It's the principle of the nocturnal. And
What would they gain from
the
it?
Sisterhood of Knots were very good at secrets. That's probably why there's so little written about them.
Well, now we have a clue. That's another question to
I've been
ask him if
trying-
he appears again. I'll see if there's ways to maybe encourage him to appear, especially now that we have more people that have read the journal and are looking into this. And then if we can find a possible way to try to bring him forth in a similar ritual that we did for the moth, the bug, the funny butterfly. That's easier to remember than its name right now. I work better once I see things written down. Amago. Not the animago, but the amago. If we can find a ritual to summon him specifically to answer questions, that would prove very helpful. Even if it's something we can only do occasionally.
Well, from my
That's
point
an
of view,
idea
it
for the future.
It mainly seemed like you called out, you opened the door, and then the Amago appeared. At least that's the short version. That's what it more or less looked like.
There's more to it, particularly with her presence.
And Dylan also
the
had a
memory I
candle.
imparted upon you.
Is it a specific candle or just a candle?
It was a what was it? It was a very bright.
It was
candle.
a light to draw. Yeah.
No, it was intentionally very bright. I can't remember what it actually was, but I Dylan already knew what I wanted, so she fixed it up.
I mean,
I'm not a channeler, unfortunately.
Yeah, was it specifically?
I can take a look at a couple different rituals and maybe
Yes,
put something
to draw-
together that
to
might
draw it
work.
From to draw it from, you know. Through
At the
light.
very
Even
least,
that
it's
also drawn
something.
to light.
At the very least, since I've already spoken with him and he shows will that, and I want to come and speak with us, that will definitely be certainly helpful. I'm gonna see. I'll look into it. Clearly, it's not something I can do on my own, so I'll show. Once I get an idea of what might work, I'll let you guys know.
I'll read on winter.
Mm.
On the principles of winter. I might. No, I won't go. I'll send someone to check his house to see if there are any books left behind.
Also, possibly be careful of any of the bureau still hanging around, because I doubt they fully left it, because there's always a chance someone will come back, and they probably want to catch that.
Even yet, the bureau probably have already taken anything of any use. Actually, never mind.
They could have missed something. I don't know how thorough they are, but it's always a possibility.
Well, they tend to turn up things over quite well, generally speaking, unless.
I mean, even
Lawrence had any
It's a low risk thing that might turn something up we didn't think.
I think for sending someone unconnected to this kind of thing would be useful. I could pay someone to break in.
Yeah, just get a PI.
Could I go?
No, you're connected now.
Do they know?
If you would, well, that is the question, I suppose. It's if you want, one of you wants to go, you can. I think that's personal
Well,
choice.
At the very least, if any, I honestly I doubt that someone you would generally want to hire, unless they were like a proper private investigator, would be able to look for like cubbies and things that would be specifically hiding things.
We should also double check if the house probably got fixed up and put on the market. Yeah?
It's closed.
Okay. Well,
We can.
I guess that just. Well, I think this was a very good
There's a
book
plan of
club
action
session.
for you.
I think you know what we should just call this
So-
little group the book club
I mean, it pretty much is by
at this
default.
point.
I appreciate the material.
Pardon, I forgot what your name was. I think it was Erica?
Erica.
Or
If you don't mind, could I get all your contact information?
I'm
You have
Pandora.
mine.
I have yours.
Pleasure.
Woman?
Oh, I gotta go get my thing enchanted.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, you gotta get a costume.
I'll be right back.
Thank you.
I have slow falls. Skip it.
There you go. You can just copy that over. I've got an.
And
old
what
phone,
was your
so-
name again?
My name is Helmin.
There we go.
I'm Pandora.
Okay.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm glad things worked out
pleasure as
well
well.
today.
I'm moving over here.
Okay,
yeah.
Me too. I was a little bit nervous.
Contacting right there. There.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I'll sort out your little book drops.
I also hope the little
after
one on
the
your back
episodes.
will be okay.
At the very least,
And has a
I
pleasant
help
stay
with the
here.
Valenti's,
Oh,
so
they're in good hands.
you can just. Worst case scenario, you can leave it with Marge.
I will protect them with my life.
Understood.
Anyways, I think it's
Right.
gonna start making our way out.
Yeah.
I'd rather not get trapped on a floating island. And then be forced to jump.
I'd like a word, if that's all right.
Would you be able to contact him through the dream again?
Grady?
I mean, I spoke to him once before.
The question is, how did you get there? That's my question.
Really? Truly?
I'm trying to remember.
Because if you just slept and then you were there, it's likely and then you were there wanted you to be there.
I was just having a meeting, and I was just like, you know what, I'm kind of curious, and then just got thrown right into this, and I'll be honest, kind of weren't too interested in it. Can't say that would be
Knowledge is power.
That it is. Still didn't really expect to be doing occultic stuff.
Well, we're here now.
Yeah, we're here now.
Something on your mind.
Yeah, honestly.
I came
guess we're gonna
from the way that I thought was the main way. I saw a skyship though. Do we?
There's multiple
Well,
ways in and out. You can
we
also
just go
just
for
go
the
to the main
crystal.
central thing and.
Yeah, we just go for the big crystal.
Okay.
I'm just gonna follow you.
Follow the haunted bedsheet.
Oh, I'm so scary.
Wait, no,
So
I'm a
bright out
goth.
here.
I'm a goth, good.
Ah. How enlightening.
I guess. I guess. I'm being lazy for the first time in a few, so.
I'd rather say that you're getting comfortable. You're feeling relaxed.
I'm getting comfortable, I guess, yeah.
So
I
so
fell
that just means that you
asleep,
need to.
like, and didn't have a nightmare tonight, so that was good.
So the Dreamcatcher worked.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, yeah. But I do know, like, because I fell asleep in my office because I thought I could do more work, and I was like, oh, I'll just do some little bit of work because I woke up in the middle of the night. I had some energy in me. Went over there, fell asleep on my table, had a nightmare again. Went back to bed. Was fine. It's so
Gotcha.
weird. Why? It's like so like dead on. And it's really weird because the nightmares aren't like a off and on kind of thing. Like my honey has told me, right? It's only nightmares when the dream catchers are not around.
What do you see in them?
My work is. Okay, it's such a fucking huge long walk all the way to the front.
Define
Yeah,
channel.
Hold out your arm
just-
and picture
just-
where you want to go, and just kind of. It's like the feeling of just leaning yourself forward as if you're gonna dive into a pool, and you just kind of. It also might help if you just go up and touch it. It can also help.
I almost feel like offering myself as a travel service around these gardens.
I think that only works for me. And then you just kind of do it, and then it happens.
I'm heading to the airship. Goodbye.
Okay. Hocus pocus. Does pizza on your focus?
If there's anything I can help
I'm gonna go
with,
say hi
do
to
call me.
everyone and then go.
I just remembered I'm afraid of heights. Never mind. Wait. I'm going back.
You still flinch?
I flinched though,
Dude,
yeah.
It was cool. Did you see what I did? Did you see what I did?
What?
I mean,
Oh,
it was
the
a group
thing?
effort, but
It was
yeah,
cool.
the thing.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. Although I
So I
do
am
need to
back.
go
I went
because
to the airships.
My wife is expecting me home.
Then I realized I was afraid of heights, so I'm just gonna stick to teleporters. But then I also realized that I'm in the sky.
I'll let those other folks over there know.
Oh.
You take care.
Oh, you are so
She enchanted it so it makes her invisible, but not the clothing.
It's the lowest
Wow.
level of invisibility. Literally anything can just see through it. You probably have to squint really hard too, but
How
That's a good idea.
I had to
No.
come up with something
It's a fun
easy
idea.
that I won't miss if I go big again.
It's like one of.
Oh,
there
safe
it is.
travels all.
It's if worst comes to worst, you can always just make sure you also look into maybe some.
Wait. No. See that's that. Hold on. You know what? Here we go.
Yeah, bring it. Oh no!
Oh, I need food. How much time's left?
Save me!
I'm focused on the server as well. I think I'll just end my stream. Alrighty. Very cool. Chill.